Gunther von Hagens is on a 3-day campaign in the UK. His aim? To address the shortage of cadavers available to medical science. According to government figures, the number of human bodies donated in England and Wales each year has fallen from 670 to 600 in 6 years. At the same time, the number of medical students has gone up. To train them, over 1,000 bodies are now needed, and as a result, several medical courses have had to be scrapped. But is it really that serious if doctors can't train on human bodies? I mean, after all, aren't there fantastic teachers and great textbooks? Why the need for the real thing? Well, as you can imagine, this is a topic that Gunther has very strong opinions about. And he has his own unique way of showing why theory is no substitute for practice.
I'm an anatomist. I never worked on a car in my life. I've read all the books. Caliper. I've been shown how brakes work. Brake pad 1. But I never did it myself. Brake pad 2. Brake disc. Like this. And now I will do my first car repair. Hammer. Grip. The thingy. Brake pads. Would you drive that car? But if you wouldn't trust a mechanic who didn't work on a car, why you would trust a doctor who didn't work on a body?
Let's get busy, busy.
So let's pretend for a moment that you're convinced and you want to donate. How easy is it?
So let's see how body donation works in Britain. Let's presume I'm a body donor. I'd like to call first a GP. So let's go here. Yes. Let's call him. Yeah, hello, this is Gunther von Hagens. I want to donate my body to medical sciences. Yes. So the Royal Free Hospital or any large hospital. Okay, I will do so. Yes, I found University College, London. Yeah, hello, my name is Gunther von Hagens and I want to donate my body to medical sciences. Could you connect me? Yeah, hello, my name is Gunther von Hagens. I like to donate my body to medical sciences. Where you know me from? From the television? So what I have to do? Can you send me a form over? I can give you my address and you send it to me? Okay, thank you, bye-bye. So I didn't expect that. Only 3 phone calls, I will get the form. What is the problem? The public likes to donate. The medical establishment likes to have the bodies. There's no communication. I believe when this rift, this gap is closed, that they communicate, that the medical establishment says, well, here we are, we need your body. Then we have bodies plenty. So has this something to do with the unhappy anatomical past of British anatomy?
There's no getting away from it. This country's anatomical past is sinister. Go back 400 years and dissection was less about science and more about punishment.
In Britain, there was a tradition of using executed criminals for dissection. Essentially, anyone who committed murder was taken and hung on the gallows. And it was seen that because you'd committed such a heinous crime, you therefore should be automatically dissected. And you would be taken down from the gallows and you would be handed over to an anatomy school.
By the end of the 18th century, private anatomy schools were springing up all over London. The students needed bodies to practice on, and there weren't enough available. Grave robbers started digging to order. By the mid-19th century, nearly 600 bodies were being dissected by London students every year. There was a cash for bodies scandal.
There's a very notorious court case involving 2 resurrectionists called Burke and Hare, who murdered for profit, in fact. They were willing to kill and therefore the government became quite concerned about this.
So concerned that in 1832 a new Anatomy Act was introduced. The new act allowed surgeons to use dead bodies of hospitalised and mentally ill patients for dissection as long as none of the relatives objected. But anatomy's checkered past has continued into modern times.
The recent scandals to do with organ donation, essentially, involved, well, it first came to light at Bristol. Children's hearts had been retained. This was also common at Alderhay Children's Hospital in Liverpool. I think the general public were concerned that the medical profession wasn't listening to them, taking body parts, organs, without consent.
Centuries of bad practice may well have left the medical establishment thinking that it should protect the public from the gruesome subject of anatomy. But I've been finding that people welcome Gunther's openness. Now, at Speaker's Corner, many more people were interested than I've been expecting, but there was a real problem with that lot. Most of them were quite young, and therefore, to be frank, are of no use to anatomy classes for ages yet. So if our campaign and journey of understanding is to be at all meaningful, we have no option but to talk to people who are going to die sooner. So we're back on the bus and we're heading for Eastbourne.
Your country needs you. Donate your body to Great Britain for medical science. Your country needs you. Donate your body to Great Britain for medical science. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Gunther von Hagens. I'm a German anatomist and I'm here to lobby for your body. Therefore, I ask students from the Imperial College of London now to go into the crowd, distribute the leaflets, to explain where you can bring your body, where you can send your application.
Not everyone in Eastbourne is collecting their pension yet.
I could donate
you
a
like
body.
leaflets as
Donate
well?
you.
Now, you've read the leaflet over here, haven't you?
Yeah,
Are you going to
well,
sign up?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well, why not? I mean, you're going to die anyway, so...
It's not much use to you, is it?
Exactly. I'm not going to do nothing with my dead body.
This is about actually donating your whole body, okay?
Yeah.
So that doctors like this have the opportunity
get to film
to
my body,
dissect
yeah.
parts of your body as part of their training. Now, does that change your view, or are you still into it?
I'm still into it. Definitely.
How does that make you feel?
You're not going to know anyway because you're going to be dead, so
I don't mind people touching my
let them
body.
do it,
really.
innit?
All very well if your death seems a long way off, but what if it's sooner? When I spotted 86-year-old Edna, I wanted to know whether she'd given any thought to what would happen to her body after she died. What if somebody said to you, well, we're delighted to have your body, it'd be very useful for training for surgeons?
You can, after I'm dead, but I've got 10 more years to live.
But you'd have no problem signing a form now that would pledge that?
No.
Would it be something that your relatives might be concerned
No, there's
about?
nobody. I just don't take any notice. But let me die first, though, won't you? Don't give me a tablet, it'll put me off quickly.
What do you think people would do with your body?
Well, obviously, cut it up and experiment on it. How can you cheat anybody anything unless you've got the real thing?
So you're quite, in a sense, quite sober about that, aren't you?
Well, it's nothing, is it? I'm dead. But I've not made arrangements for my funeral yet. They keep saying to me, have you made arrangements for my funeral? And I say, no, I'm not bothered. I'll tell you what I say. They can pick me up, I don't offend or please. They can pick me up and throw me in the sea because I like fish. And they can eat me. Oh, it's not like that, but I don't care yet.
I didn't have to tread carefully with Edna. Getting older seemed to have made her more, not less comfortable with talking about death. But was she representative of the rest of her generation? The students set out to canvass opinion.
Donate your body.
You must have seen diagrams of like the heart and stuff like that in textbooks.
Can I ask you, have you ever considered this yourself, to leave your body to medical science?
I have, yes. But I haven't got around to doing anything officially. I mean, I have a donor card for my organs, but I would be more than happy to take any part of me that they want.
If I was to be able to show you the procedure that's used to do that?
I would do it, yes. It's one of those things, like, a matter of getting around to it. So, yeah, I mean, if somebody came up to me with a form and said, fill this in to give your body, I would do it as long as it was genuine.
One question. Would you consider to donate your body for medical sciences here in Britain? Your whole body?
Yes, I would. Yes.
You are a
Husband and
wife. Did you ever talk about this before?
No.
Isn't it funny that you think very different than you? And is it not?
I'm learning something.
Is it something to you discuss this evening, perhaps in more detail?
I think what it is when you get to our ages, you don't talk about death.
Have you ever come across anyone before that has donated their body?
I've got to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you were saying that you come from Heidelberg and that there's more bodies in Heidelberg than here, why? How does that come?
Because the Germans are not so squeamish about death, you know. We more embrace death, you know.
One thing that troubles me is that I think some people might regard you as somebody that in a sense delights in death. And people here will be saying to themselves, I don't want to think about death and donating my body.
But death belongs to life. Without death, there would be no life. When you want to understand life, you have to embrace death. But to hide death, like modern medicine in hospitals, we believe death doesn't occur. We push it away, and suddenly death happens, and we are speechless. We don't cope with that. This has to become a talk in pubs, on the street, in families. It has to be a talk like what will happen with my house when I die, with what we own. We own our body. Our body is a treasure.
How are you getting on?
Good, thanks. I'm enjoying the course. It's really good fun, but it would certainly be a lot more fun if we had your body to play with.
So you have to write here. You will get, I hope so, a consent form, and then we'll be the next body donor in the United Kingdom.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
It seemed to me that by and large the older generation in Eastbourne are open-minded about what will happen to their bodies after they've died. In fact, at the end of only 2 days on the campaign trail, I was astonished to hear that we now had 41 potential body donors on our list. Most of all, I was struck by the dignity of the people I spoke to, a dignity that didn't seem to need propping up by ceremonies surrounding their death.
Well, we gather you've read the leaflets.
Yeah, I'll say, what part do you want?
I'll defer to my medical colleague here, but I mean, would you both be interested in signing up?
You're quite welcome to our bodies. We haven't got many more years to live, I'm sure. I'm 76, he's 81.
I've got terminal cancer.
I didn't think
the last time they gave me 6 months to live. I went this Wednesday and they said, I think we can increase it a little bit. So it might be 9 months. As long as I'll get another holiday in, I'm not worried.
But if it's only to cut up and have a look at, it doesn't bother me at all.
Would the dignity shown by these people be matched by the dignity with which they be treated after their death? I decided to spend the next day finding out.